Welcome back to STL TV Live. The relationships a student builds in college can greatly alter the projection of their professional career. And here with me, Loriana Sekarski, president of Bonsai, and a student, Brittany Hofman, to speak with us about Bonsai's mentoring and coaching program. And welcome back, Loriana.
Thank you.
We're so glad to have you back to STL TV Live. And you're here representing your company, Bonsai. Tell us a little bit about Bonsai.
What we do is I work with leaders, either potential leaders or current executives or mid-level managers, develop their interpersonal leadership skills so they can better engage their employees or achieve what their goals are in their organization.
Great. And so in addition, so most of your work has been focused on executives, but there's an added branch of work that you're doing, and that brings us to your special guest today. Would you like to tell us about your guest that you brought today?
Absolutely. This is Brittany Hofman, and she is a third year now at the MU Veterinary School in Columbia, Missouri. And we met when I was teaching at the MU Business School in a class I taught about 4 or 5 years ago. And so that was the beginning of our relationship, my faculty member, and she is a student. And we had a special project, which was a strategic planning class. And so I had the students write a personal strategic plan on their goals and how to achieve them, and that happened to be life-changing for Brittany.
So Brittany, so you were in a business class, but now you're a veterinary student. So,
yes.
And I assume this is part of the transition and transformation that occurred for you
yes.
as a student. So tell us about that.
So I always felt called to be a veterinarian when I was about 5 years old, but it was really a roundabout process. As a high schooler, I did some shadowing, and I thought I wanted to go to veterinary school, but it's very challenging. They say that it's harder to get into veterinary school than medical school because there are about 30 veterinary schools in the country, and there are over 350 medical schools. So I felt like it was really challenging. It was a big dream to go after. And then I took Loriana's class, and she really inspired me to go after that dream and not just let it go by the wayside. And so I started preparing and getting ready to apply for veterinary school, and then I was accepted, and now I'm a third-year veterinary student.
Great. So you started out at the University of Missouri at Columbia as a business student because you had this fear that you wouldn't be accepted into the vet school. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay, and then you decided just to go for it. And Loriana, is that something that you encourage college students? Because a lot of college students start out not really sure. They've got a lot of interest. In Brittany's case, she had a clear interest, but she was afraid to admit it or afraid that she wouldn't be accepted into the program. So how do you help students really follow their passions at a young age, 18?
I think one of the things we do is we look at where are their talents and their skills, but also where are their passions and what are they drawn toward. I think looking at what energizes you. I remember when I was at UCLA and I would read the Wall Street Journal, and I would be reading the management and the marketing columns, but not so much the finance and accounting. And I thought, that brought energy to me. And when you talk with students, you find that their eyes light up and they'll talk real fast. And parents could even notice when their kids and even managers to employees, when do they get energized? And that often is something that they're going to be attracted to. And what we're attracted to, we put more time into, and we tend to excel at.
Exactly. Something that comes easily to us because we love it is something that we're good at, and we will excel at. And it's really interesting, Brittany, because I've had so many guests here on this set who are in a mid-career transition, something major. They started out as a lawyer, and then they've become a retail owner or something like that. And they say, well, I always wanted to do that, but I followed a different path because I thought it was easier or more accepted, or it's what my parents wanted or whatever. So for you to recognize early on that you can follow that dream is really a gift.
I think it's never too late to go after your dream and chase after what you feel called to do in life. So if you take a little bit of a detour on the way to get there, no problem. Just keep your eye on the prize, and having friends and mentors like Loriana or somebody that you can talk to help you realize that potential is just, it can really be life-changing.
Yeah, so for you, did you have to go back and start over again? Did you have to take an extra year of school, or were you able to make it all work?
I was able to make it work. I was able to graduate on time in 4 years with a business marketing degree, and then start veterinary school the following year.
Okay, perfect. Perfect. And Loriana, what did you see during this transition time for Brittany?
It was interesting is that when she started the veterinary program, it was just so difficult. It was challenging. It was kind of fun and it is for all vet schools, for all vet students. And it reminded me when I was going on my graduate work, just how difficult it was because it's a changed environment.
Yeah.
But I saw resiliency. She just worked really hard. And part of resiliency is having a support network around you and having friends and peers to really cheer you on. And that passion kept her going.
Yeah, great. So we're going to talk more about how that passion kept you going and how we can help other students and give them advice in our next segment. So stay with us at STL TV Live. We'll be back with more from Bonsai after this break.